going to want to see this.
We're going to also expose how people's devices have been confiscated, and we're going to use documents to prove it.
Did you know that we haven't needed gas, oil, and fossil fuels for over 50 years? And much more advanced technology has been suppressed by the big oil elites and kept classified. Every single house and car would have its own source of energy, free of all cost. No more energy bills, gas, or propane. A new documentary film, The Lost Century, will be coming out in May of this year, focusing on this issue.
This new feature film we're working on called The Lost Century, and the subtitle of that is How to Reclaim It. So this is going to be an expose like there has never been done on the exotic technologies of the last 100 years that could save the biosphere and eliminate poverty globally within 20 years if they could be disclosed or brought forward. So we're going to also expose how people's devices have been confiscated, and we're going to use documents to prove it. We're going to show a patent office national security letter that one of these inventors got. We're going to show the Department of Defense Pentagon letter that was to the FBI demanding that they turn over the seized secret papers of Nikola Tesla that they grabbed the day he died. We have that document. We're going to show the testimony and the history of a number of these devices and how some of these people have been assassinated and killed. Others have had large buyouts where a big corporate interest buys it, and then we call it black shelving, where you put it on a shelf and bury it, take it out of the possibility of the public having it. There's at least a dozen strategies that have been used over the last 100 years to be sure these technologies never see the light of day.
Stay updated at thelostcenturyfilm.com.
An age-old dream becoming a reality. A local inventor has discovered a way, hear this, to use water to run your car.
It's a major breakthrough that will no doubt make motorists happy. And as Ralph Robinson explains, the Pentagon is also showing lots of interest in this project.
He has developed what's called a water fuel cell. It has taken the place of his old gas tank. The water fuel cell breaks down water molecules into oxygen and hydrogen. The hydrogen is used to run his dune buggy.
People think, is it an urban myth or not that Mr. Meyer had a car running on water that had one of these electrolyzers that would take water dissociated into hydrogen and oxygen and run it in real time without a fuel cell, without storing it? Yes, he did. Unfortunately, he falsified all his patents, which vitiated their legal viability because he didn't want anyone to know his little secret. And then he died mysteriously after he was meeting with some people from NATO. Ran out of a Cracker Barrel in somewhere, I think, in Tennessee, and collapsed in the parking lot saying, "I've been poisoned, I've been poisoned, I've been poisoned." Now, my team has met with his twin brother, who actually did the circuits for him in the 80s and 90s. And this is a very doable, reproducible experiment if we had a laboratory. What happened is that he died before he could really find a way to move it out, because about the time his little invention became known, where even wastewater could be used to run your house or car through a generator just burning hydrogen and oxygen gas, which has zero pollution because you have water vapor as the tailpipe, which you can actually put back into the system and keep using it. The water, you're just pulling out the energy equivalent of the bonds, the atomic bonds, and the way that you're breaking them at very low power is what I'm going to keep referring to as this magic sweet spot. High voltage and very specific resonant frequencies depending on the substrate. By substrate, I mean water, crystalline material, air, magnetic coil. Now, because he wanted to keep this secret, and he did not disperse in an open source way that technical information, everyone who's tried to reproduce it hasn't been able to, because they haven't, understood the concepts very well. And then even if they have been approached eventually and threatened. And we're going to talk about the suppression and the threats that go with this kind of technology, which is real. Where are you going to go on this planet that's beyond the reach of the, what I call transnational superstate of security? Because it is transnational. So there's this naivete, and I'm speaking now to all you inventors out there and all you people who live in the world of inventions and patents and secrecy. There's no place you can hide, and there's no place you can run. Believe me. Please believe me when I tell you this. And therefore, you must do it openly with the whole world watching. And then I'm on every network I can get on, and I've been on almost every network in the world saying, the technologies that would save the environment, get us off oil, are being ruthlessly suppressed by a rogue group of people who are not being supervised by the president and the Congress, and without the consent of the people. This is an illegal act, and we need people to help us.